It's the 25th, and I am happy as always to have you spending a little time with me tonight on a beautiful evening, the likes of which we won't see tomorrow because clouds and some showers, not as much as needed. We do need some rain, but some showers are on their way via a cold front and will dry up and clear up pretty quickly thereafter, and then we'll stay in the 60s for a number of days on end. We'll talk about the cold front in more detail in a few moments and what amount of rain it might bring to help with forest fires, which have been breaking out in parts of eastern Kentucky. A lot of burn bans, including here in Magoffin County. Coverage from last night's Sagersville City Council meeting, as well as the charges that I now have in regards to a woman who was behind the wheel of a vehicle when it struck and killed one motorcyclist and seriously injured one from here in Magoffin County. Football scores and much, much more right after this.
Hello, I'm John Kevin Holbrook, candidate for Circuit Judge in Johnson, Lawrence, and Martin counties. I'm running for Circuit Judge because you, the voters, deserve to decide who is best qualified to be your next Circuit Judge. I was honored to serve you as your District Judge for many years, and I'm ready, willing, and able to serve you as your next Circuit Judge. You deserve to have a candidate with several years of judicial experience for your consideration. You're hiring a Circuit Judge to serve you for the next 8 years. So please give this decision your most careful consideration. I trust your judgment as you have trusted mine. If I'm to consider myself the best candidate, it is because of my experience while serving as your district judge and since then serving as a Mountain Region assignment judge. Additionally, I served as special circuit judge in our counties in 2003. During that time, I effectively fulfilled the duties of circuit judge, so I'm most capable of doing it for you for the next 8 years. Thank you, and I trust I've earned your vote by how I've conducted myself and worked for you as your judge.
Just as quick as one arrives, it feels like the next is already about to begin. And Conley Tire doesn't want you to start any of the driving seasons unprepared. Be safe and sound and get there with the best offers on the best tires by the best manufacturers. All with service you've grown to trust. Go to conleytire.net or stop by in Staffordsville to find out more. Or give them a call at 297-2424. Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank.
The past 3 years have been like no other time in history. We have had flooding events, ice storms, a 100-year pandemic, emergency service issues, and now we have inflation rising to levels not seen in decades. But in Magoffin County, we don't let adversity get us down. We have steadily moved our county forward, and this is because of you. Because of your faith and trust in me, I have been able to build relationships in Frankfort and in Washington, D.C., placing Magoffin County on the map as an up-and-coming community. Locally, we are continuing to renovate our county-owned buildings, properties, and parks. We now have a state-of-the-art 911 center, and we use every dollar of our road fund to repair and maintain our county roads. But as we all know, there is still so much more work to be done. I pledge to keep pushing for funding to expand water across the county, for economic development, for tourism, and other items to improve our community, as well as continuing to support and honor our local veterans. Again, thank you for your trust and support, and I ask for your vote for another term as Judge Executive so we can keep Magoffin County moving forward.
There's just no denying it. Some things you crave all year long, but some of those things you crave even more when the leaves start to change and fall and there's a chill in the air. And our famous fresh-baked chicken pot pies are at the very top of that list. They're a warm, tasty, delicious snack or a meal in its own perfect little box at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown good neighbor pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Fraser's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a new phone, but really don't want to pay the hundreds of dollars up front for it? Appalachian Wireless has a deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage Plan. Instead of paying $600 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and then a few bucks a month more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay. And it's called the Appalachian Advantage because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Whitley and Pulaski and Rowan and Lawrence and Johnson and McGoffin counties, just the eastern Kentucky counties that I know of that have put in place burn bans, prohibiting any burning whatsoever due to the windy conditions and the low relative humidity levels that we have been seeing. Those burn bans, however, have not prevented all forest fires, as at least a couple have broken out here today in the McGoffin County area, and crews are dealing with them elsewhere, including in Breathitt County. The fall forest fire hazard season dictates that from December the 15th on for the next several weeks, there's no burning between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. anywhere within 150 feet of any woodlands, grassy areas, anything of that nature. But during a burn ban, you're not allowed to at any time, and that's what McGoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wyman issued earlier this week, as well as several other county judges. The Kentucky Division of Forestry says it's extremely dry all across the state, we know that, and wildfires are picking up in frequency, and that they are working hard to keep everyone, people, property, and resources all safe. But until we get a measurable amount of rain, they're just saying, please, no outdoor burning anywhere. And if you do have to, follow those in-place outdoor restrictions. These are some images that the Division of Forestry took in Breathitt County. As you can see, crewmen trying to keep the fire away from a home there, and they succeeded. While the flames did get reasonably close to this structure, they were able to remove all the debris and all of the material, combustible material, away from it in time before the fire actually reached it, which, as you can see, was very, very close. I'm trying to get up with local representatives of the Division of Forestry, including Chris Adams here in McGoffin County, and hope to, when he is not battling fires here in the next day or so, a quick flyover from downtown Sagersville shows mostly clear skies, except for a couple of troubled areas. Forest fires were reported today in the Jim Arnett Branch area, which you're starting to get a general direction thereof. And then another one on Lakeville, I do believe, and that is some of the heaviest smoke that you're seeing there. Smoke even in the downtown Sagersville area earlier today, but has since cleared out. But those are the only two active fires that I know of that were reported today to the Division of Forestry and local fire departments. So I have an update tomorrow. Up next, coverage of last night's special session of the Sagersville City Council. The first discussion therein centering around electrical inspectors. Some weeks ago, 4 individuals had submitted their names to be electrical inspectors for Sagersville and McGoffin County. As for the city of Sagersville, 2 were initially approved and 2 more were approved last night.
Discussion of electrical inspectors. At one time we had the names of the electrical inspectors. I've talked to both of them. Jared had a concern about one of them. Do you still have a concern, or? He said the prices would be the same as everybody else's. And
if that's the case, that's fine.
And he said what he has to do, and both of them, their licenses get ready to become renewed, and they have to put who they're going to be, who their clients are going to be, or who they're going to be doing the electrical service for. So I talked to him. He assured me that everything would be okay. So I can just take him by his word.
Man's only as good as his word.
He's only good as his word. So with that further, would you to accept Justin Gibbs and Darrell Stevens along with the other 2? We've already voted on them as electrical inspectors for the city of Sayersville, along with the county's already approved them.
So we have 4?
It'd be 4 in the county, 4 for the county.
What if they come in here and start jacking the prices up.
Yeah.
That's what I just told them, then we'll revoke their license.
Okay.
We can do that. If we get a complaint, we'll bring them before city council and we can take their license.
Yeah. Because
But they assured me that'd be this, and if I hear any complaints, which, I don't get we don't have a lot of inspections, but if we do get inspected, we have the ability to revoke their license.
And after a little more discussion, there was a motion made to approve all names submitted. That motion was seconded, and all in attendance voted in favor of approval. And from there, they then addressed city finances. Specifically, Mayor Pete Shepard addressed the city's finances, informing everyone, as he does monthly, on current bank balances, which were all, he says, glad to report, very much above average.
Our alcohol beverage account has, and I'll make a copy of this for y'all if you want, it has $15,000 in the account. Our general fund, $171,000 in the account. Our local government economic LGF has $3,500 in the account. Our payroll has $2,400. Our road fund has $15,000. Our tourism has $222,000, with a total of $430,359 in our combined accounts, which is pretty good. It's usually not this good at this time of year, so we've done good.
And lastly, we'll talk about the big spooktacular event. In the mayor's report, Shepard outlining the list of vendors which are going to be selling food items in downtown Sagersville this Thursday night as well. The dozens of businesses and individuals which will be treating over in the city park. And of course, the schedule and layout as far as all the entertainment that's going on. You've got the Ghost Walk, and you've got Thriller, and everything that goes along with the annual event.
It's going to be a big thing. We've got 28 for the night, 20-some for the day. At least 10 dances will be in the street. It's going to be a big thing, a big deal. It's going to take a lot of preparation, to get ready. Going to do it a little different this year. We're going to try to, in the street dancing, the dancers want to face that way towards Mortimer, and so we're going to cordon off more of that street and open up more of the back street, and the dancers want to have it cordoned off so they come directly out of the Justice Center and not be impeded by anybody, but on them steps to have that blocked off so they just come out and get on the road. And then some of the dancers are going to be in City Hall back here on our place, and then they'll just go straight across the parking lot. This city parking lot will be closed except for the vendors. There'll be 4 in the parking lot, plus the dancers will be milling around back in here, so we don't want none of that. If anybody wants to still sign up, they need to sign up. You cannot come down and just put up where you want to be putting up. You'll be given a spot, and that's where you have to go, because it's going to be got to flow with all this and all the people we got there. Dance team's going to be there in the day. The school kids are coming up today, bussed in. Dance team will be there dressed as, I think, Disney characters are going to be. We're going to have a tent set up in the Serville parking lot, Serville National Bank grass lot for them to be in there. There'll be, that night, there'll be a gift in town to be doing face painting and all kinds of other different crafts and this, and maybe even a small haunted house in that area. They also will be setting their haunted house back up on the gazebo like we did last year with the coffin and all that.
And of course, the city will be blocking streets. We'll find out the schedule and the route that is going to be, and I'll tell you that on tomorrow's program. And of course, this is all for Thursday and Thursday evening, and then Trick or Treat in Sagersville, McGoffin County is set for next Monday, 6 to 8. Right now, I'm set to go on over to tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar for this evening's announcements. A very important announcement to begin with, and one I did not have on last evening but ran last week. My apologies. The McGoffin County Retired Teachers Association has a meeting set for tomorrow that is in the McGoffin County Public Library tomorrow beginning at 11. They'll be talking about retirement insurance and other important things for all McGoffin County retired teachers, and maybe those who are getting close to being retired as well. You might want to chime in too. Tomorrow morning, 11 at the library. And just to add a couple of things onto the schedule, Thursday, of course, it's 12 to 4 and 5:30 to 8 for all the tricks and treats over in the city park. The Ghost Walk starts at 6, the Thriller Dance at 8:45. Big night at downtown Sagersville. And the community calendar is the best place for you to start to let everyone know what you have planned or whose birthday or anniversary you want to wish them well. So just let me know, and I'll be glad to tell everyone else. With that, a quick break. More news in just a second.
Since I've been mayor, the city has built a new garage for the street department to house the equipment that we have invested in. 2 dump trucks, 2 zero-turn mowers, 3 pickups, a salt spreader, snow plow, and so much more when we literally, honest to goodness, had nothing more than a shovel and a weed eater when I took office. After going to a full-time police force for the first time in history, we bought 5 new vehicles for law enforcement and 5 new vehicles for the fire department, including a 24/7 EMS response vehicle to answer all emergency calls in the city. I believe that when you have an emergency, there is no reason someone with the city shouldn't be the first one there, and we are. We have worked so hard and cleaned up and recovered using every cent available, working with FEMA and the state to get back up and rebuild after the tornado, countless floods, and 2 major ice storms. We made Sayersville citizens a top priority with everything we've had. It took years of lobbying, improving ourselves as a responsible city after the previous administration left the waterworks bankrupt and a day away from shutting down, to not just keep our water turned on, but to improve our water quality to now being among the very best in the state. And we have secured over $1.2 million in funding for the water plant and a new water tank to make it all possible. Then there's almost $1.3 million coming in just a few months to improve Restaurant Row. Over $4.2 million for the Ivy Point project starting right now, and the millions spent on the Mountain Parkway expansion that didn't bypass Sayersville as they had intended. All of which took months and years of planning and dedication and collaboration with Frankfurt to become a reality. And perhaps the icing on the cake, the beautification of downtown, the flowers, markers, signage, the groups that we have working together to promote and build our Founders Day and 4th of July celebrations, all of which are unprecedented in Sayersville, and just the overall pride and honor we should all have when we and visitors pass through. My record and my opponent's record stand for themselves, and they are completely opposite. That's why I'm asking, that's why I am imploring that you not just vote for me, but also to not take Sayersville back to where my opponent left it, broke and desperate 11 years ago. That's why it is so important to come out and vote and stand up and say once and for all that Sayersville's had enough of the old self-serving politics of the past. Please come out and vote for your friend Pete Shepard, Mayor of Sayersville. Thank you for listening.
If they had to pick a favorite time of the year at the seasonal shop, this would be it. They love fall and Halloween and all the things they bring. It's the perfect place for spooky and cool t-shirts and earrings to match. And the chilly weather has them ready for sweaters, long dresses, sherpas, scarves, and boots, and so much more. It's all here. The women's fall and winter fashion is gorgeous. They have styles for any event or a cozy day at home. And it is not too early to talk about Christmas. It will be here before you know it, and their elves have already started decorating. It's magical. You could be the gingerbread house queen or king at the seasonal shop. And perhaps most importantly, their open house will be November the 7th through the 12th. So mark your calendars and don't forget to join them for their annual Christmas extravaganza. It's just so much to see and experience. And it's only at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Stalder-Cheney, podiatrist currently located in Sayersville, Kentucky. I've been servicing patients within Eastern Kentucky for the past 20 years.
Our feet are the foundation for everything we do, and whether you're suffering from fractures or injuries, need custom orthotics, diabetic foot care, sports medicine, heel pain, wound care, or anything else foot related, relief is just one step away.
Welcome to Hope Family Podiatry Center, where we take care of all of your podiatric needs.
Located on the Parkway next to Hope Pediatrics.
I'm Kelly Collins from Golden Law Office. I began my legal career in Lexington, representing some of the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided me with the inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will prepare to defend your case. I'm now taking that knowledge and returning to my hometown in Eastern Kentucky to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
As meth, heroin, and fentanyl have literally exploded, there's not a single person hearing this that hasn't seen a family member or friend overdose or die, or hasn't seen their loved ones' meth-covered faces, knowing that their lives are being destroyed by some dealer who could care less. In just the past 8 years, I have taken 400 cases to state and federal courts, and my cases have led to 530 indictments. Every one of these cases have been successfully prosecuted with lengthy prison sentences. Many of my cases were adopted into the federal court system for the purpose of identifying and prosecuting the suppliers bringing this poison into our counties. As a result, we have been able to document well over 1,500 pounds of meth, heroin, and fentanyl that have been stopped from entering into our area. That's the law enforcement I want to bring to McGoffin County. That's the law enforcement we must have in McGoffin County. If we cut it off at the top, the rest will follow. Less thefts and overall crimes, less deaths, and less destroyed lives and families, and fewer children who are being taken out of their homes to be raised somewhere else. On day one, I will utilize my connections with Operation Unite, the DEA, ATF, and FBI, and with federal prosecutors to work jointly to aggressively combat our war on drugs. I have nearly 34 years of extensive training and experience in law enforcement. I'm a retired Kentucky State Police Trooper and held many positions: Senior Trooper, Detective, Administrative Sergeant, Squad Sergeant, and Detective Sergeant at Pikeville and the Drug Enforcement Section. And I am currently the Narcotics Investigator at the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. State law says anyone can be sheriff with absolutely no training or experience required and do nothing but collect taxes. You only have to win an election. But I know that now more than ever what we need is the exact opposite. A fair, hard-working, understanding, sensible, and most certainly qualified sheriff is what we need. And with your support, I promise to give everyone in McGoffin County exactly that. Please join my efforts and be a part of a positive change and vote for Bill Meade, Republican candidate for McGoffin County Sheriff. Thank you very much.
Last night I was able to confirm the arrest of a woman for the death of one motorcyclist and the life-threatening injuries of another, the other being a man from McGoffin County. Tonight I do have what I believe to be at least most, if not all, of the charges she has been indicted on in Elliott County. I was still unable to get a current mugshot from her recent booking, this from 2018, for an unrelated case, obviously. But just to follow up, it was last year on October the 9th, that a fatal collision took place in Estill County that evening. Kentucky State Police telling us here at the Independent that an 05 Toyota Highlander SUV being driven by 37-year-old Marcia Maggard of Irvine was traveling west when she crossed the center line and struck a Harley-Davidson driven or operated by 59-year-old Michael Hilton of Stanton, who died at the scene, and another Harley, a 98 model operated by 45-year-old William Hall of Sagersville, who suffered serious and life-threatening injuries, many surgeries, life support. It was a long road to recovery that he is still on. According to reports that we had at the time, Hall stayed hospitalized for a number of weeks, and toxicology results were pending for a number of weeks and months for Maggard, which apparently have now been received by investigators. She faces one count of assault in the first degree and a count of manslaughter in the second degree. That question is to whether or not she's also facing a persistent felony offender in the second degree charge. I'm still trying to gather that information. But again, 37-year-old Marcia Maggard, who is from the Estill County area, charged with assault in the first degree and manslaughter in the second. Now turning real quickly to football scores, our 5th and 6th graders should be commended and congratulated for another season well done. They last week, of course, in second round of state playoff action, just came up a little bit short, but wow, what a representation they have done for us here in McGoffin County and Sigersville. Forever to be proud of their sportsmanship. As for the high schools, well, we are 9 weeks in and done, with this being the 10th and final week for postseason play, with it already set as to who will be going on to play in the postseason. And just real quickly, just as a reminder, in case you missed that story, as they went on to state and wrapped up their conference championship, those 5th and 6th graders, that game last week was the first loss they've had in 2 years, and I don't even know the number of games, 24, 26. I mean, it's just unreal. A lot of football coming the way of McGoffin County through those kids in our middle school team, 7th and 8th graders as well. Hornets fell to a very tough Clay County this past Friday night, 50-16 in high school football, puts the boys right now at 3-6. This was a loss that gives them 1 game left to try to pick up a win in regular season, and that is at Morgan County this Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30 for McGoffin County, hoping to go 4-6 on the regular run. Eagles 35, Letcher County Central 34. A close one at Central for the Golden Eagles. Their 5th win in a row, 7th for the season, only 2 losses. This was an important district win for Johnson County. They are hosting the almighty Belfry this Friday night at 7:30. Belfry, of course, who Lawrence County took out just a few days ago. A reminder of that in a second. Paintsville and the Tigers 14 to Raceland's 38 last Friday night. That puts them at home hosting Pike Central this Friday night. Kickoff set, of course, for 7:30. This was a district loss for the Tigers. They're 4-5 on the season and 2-1 in their district. Lawrence County and the Bulldogs, a win. They're 7th in a row. They are 8-1, 4-0 with this district win, and they are hosting Raceland this Friday night. Lawrence County will take on East Carter at home in the first round of postseason gridiron action. Real quickly, the Tigers will host Bracken County on November the 4th in first round action. Central will host Lincoln County in first round action. And McGoffin County will be at Ashland Blazer first round action on November the 4th. Now on to your weather. Yes, a cold front is coming. Cooler air and not so much precipitation associated to it. This cold front, it looks like it's got a little more to it than what the forecast is calling for. Still, 1/4 of an inch on the high side for most everyone. Those are pretty good shades of yellow and some oranges there, but we're still a little ways out, and we'll have to wait and see. But some light showers coming, regardless of exactly how much rainfall and regardless of how much we see. It won't be really enough as to what we actually need. But there is some rain on the way, and after that, some cooler air in store for everyone in the viewing area and eastern Kentucky. So look for those showers. Forecast calling mainly between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. Won't be surprised if we don't see them a little earlier than that. And right now, less than 1/10 of an inch for a lot of folks, and maybe up to 1/4 of an inch on the high side. But I don't know, fingers crossed. We'll see. 52 degrees is where we'll bottom out tonight, and we will only check that out. 52 for your low tonight. We will only see a 2-degree swing for tomorrow on your Wednesday, and we will see mostly cloudy skies start to finish. 54 degrees, winds out of the southwest up to 20 miles per hour. As far as shower chances, you might see a 10% chance of them lingering till 7 or 8 in the morning. Doubtful at that, but 52 tonight, 54 tomorrow. That makes an interesting read, doesn't it? Thursday, the clouds are going to hang tough until early Thursday. Skies will slowly become sunny, and then we'll warm up to about 60 degrees for your high. We'll see about 40 for that low. The low that night under mostly clear skies. And then for your Friday, after a 60 on Thursday, we see 68, mostly sunny, low 40s for nighttime lows, partly cloudy skies. And what, pray tell, does the weekend hold, you ask? Well, pretty close to Friday. Your Saturday, another 68-degree day, mostly sunny. Got another system that rolls in during the overnight Saturday and Sunday, gives us a slight chance of showers early Sunday, but then clouds increase and then a 50% chance of showers. Hangs on. Sunday with 66 and Monday was 63 degrees and still a lingering 30% chance of showers into Tuesday of next week, but the sun will finally make a return, the first in a few days. So a little back and forth. It indeed is a fall forecast for eastern Kentucky. That's going to do it for this evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for more of Your News Today. Good night, and thank you for watching.